Everything changes the moment you slow down the episode 5 trailer because, hidden inside those quick flashes are signs of betrayal, a silent warning of a coming war, and one clue that almost confirms a major character won't make it out alive. The trailer isn't just teasing drama, it's sending a message, and once you see the details hiding in the shadows, you'll never watch it the same way again. The episode 5 trailer wastes no time throwing us straight into tension. The first thing we see is the city of Chicago covered in a cold, sharp tone. It's the kind of quiet that tells you something big is coming, the kind of calm that only exists right before chaos breaks loose. The camera moves fast, like it's chasing the truth, and every frame feels like a message. The producers know fans watch closely, so nothing in that opening is random, not the street corners, not the colors, not even the way characters breathe. One of the early shots shows Tommy standing alone, but not still. He looks like a man carrying too many plans at once, and the background around him is blurry, almost shaking. That's a visual hint, a sign that Tommy's world is unstable. He's not just fighting his enemies, he's fighting the clock and the walls closing in around him. If you notice the angle, the shot is low, making Tommy look powerful but also surrounded, as if every decision he makes now could explode in his face. That's the heart of episode 5, power under pressure. Then comes a quick flash so fast most viewers miss it of to cars speeding in opposite directions. This is not random action, it represents two forces moving against each other. It could be Tommy and Diamond, it could be Tommy and another crew, or it could be the show hinting that loyalties will split in episode 5. The editors cut this moment fast on purpose, planting a seed of tension without fully revealing what it means. That's classic power editing. Show the danger but hide the direction. Right after that, the trailer gives us a shot of Diamond looking over his shoulder, not with fear, but with doubt. His face is tight, like someone who just heard something he didn't want to believe. The shadow across half his face tells us he's divided. Diamond may be questioning who he can trust, and the fact that this shot appears so early in the trailer is a clue that he might play a much bigger role in the conflict of episode 5. When Diamond doubts something, the streets start to shift. The balance of power cracks, and the trailer is telling us that a major crack is coming. Another important detail is the sound in these first moments. Even though you don't see the danger yet, you hear it. There's a deep, slow beat under the shots, almost like a heartbeat. It grows louder each time Tommy or Diamond appears. That's a deliberate choice. It's the show's way of saying the tension isn't between enemies yet, it's between the two men who are supposed to be allies. The heartbeat isn't steady, it's uneven. That uneven rhythm hints at betrayal, building silently in the background. And just when it feels like things can't get more intense, the trailer cuts to a dark alley with flashing police lights in the distance. They never show the full scene, because they want you to guess. But the placement of this moment right after the character shots tells us that episode 5 is not just about crew wars. Law enforcement is moving in, and the crews don't even see how close the danger really is. The alley is empty, which creates a sense of waiting, almost like the police are preparing for something they already know is coming. The opening of the trailer sets the tone. For episode 5, pressure, doubt, and a silent warning. Every second is designed to make you uneasy, to make you feel that someone is about to make a choice they can't undo. And when a show as sharp as Power uses silence and shadows to speak, you know the episode is headed toward a moment fans will be talking about for weeks. The episode 5 trailer doesn't rely on dialogue to reveal what's coming. Instead, it shows us the truth through small moments, quick facial expressions, short glances, tight movements, and silent choices that speak louder than any words. When you slow the trailer down, each character is sending a message about the storm building inside Chicago's streets. And every message points to one thing: nobody is safe, not even the people who think they're in control. The first major shift comes from Tommy. In the trailer, Tommy doesn't look like the man we're used to seeing. Normally, he carries confidence like a weapon, loud, sharp, and impossible to ignore. But here, his energy feels heavier. There's a moment where he closes a car door and pauses for just half a second. That pause is important. It's the show hinting that Tommy is carrying more than the usual weight of the game. He's dealing with threats he can't talk his way out of and enemies he can't predict. His eyes move like he's trying to see danger before it hits him. When Tommy gets quiet, that's when he becomes the most dangerous. And episode 5 feels like the moment where Tommy is done playing defense. Diamond's scenes tell a different story. He looks like a man trapped between loyalty and survival. When he appears in the trailer, his shoulders are stiff, and he moves like someone trying not to reveal what he knows. There's a scene where Diamond stands in a dimly lit room with his head slightly lowered, but his eyes are locked on someone off-screen. That body language shows conflict. Diamond is thinking ahead, calculating risks, and deciding who he might have to cut loose. His silence feels heavy, like he's carrying a secret that could flip the entire season upside down. If you look closely, the lighting in his shots is uneven, half bright, half dark. This symbolizes the dual sides of Diamond's mind, the man trying to do things right and the survivor preparing to do whatever he must. Then we have the Flynns, or what's left of them. Their scenes aren't long, but every second counts. Claudia's quick appearance is sharper than usual. She's moving fast, speaking faster, and her face looks tighter than we've seen before. The trailer uses intense close-ups on her eyes, hinting that she's hiding something big, a move she hasn't revealed yet. If Claudia's breathing feels uneven in the trailer, it's because she knows the pressure building around her is too big to escape. She's planning something, and episode 5 may be the moment she tries to pull it off. The question is whether she survives it. Vic's presence is even more complicated. In his scenes, he looks tired, worn down, and unsure. He's a man who knows he's stuck between two worlds: his family's broken empire and the streets that don't trust him. There's a moment where Vic opens his mouth to speak, but stops, like the words are too dangerous to say. That hesitation is the biggest clue the trailer gives us about his future. Vic might be holding back information that could help Tommy or destroy him, and Vic's silence might be the reason someone gets hurt in episode 5. Even the smaller characters hold clues. A new face appears briefly in the trailer, standing next to an SUV. His expression is cold, calm, and too relaxed for a man on the edge of a war. That's the type of character power introduces right before a major shift. Someone who doesn't need to talk to be threatening. Someone who walks into the game already knowing how to play. If this newcomer becomes part of episode 5's conflict, then the war Tommy and Diamond are trying to avoid is already here. But the most important detail across all characters is the tension between them. No one looks comfortable. No one looks safe. Every character moves like they're waiting for something to explode. And that shared tension is the clearest sign of what episode 5 is truly about. Pressure breaking every alliance, every plan, and every promise. The characters aren't just reacting to the danger, they're becoming part of it. And once episode 5 begins, there's no going back for any of them. When it comes to Power Book 4, Force, the editing is never just about pacing. It's a language, a hidden code. And episode 5's trailer is packed with clues that only appear when you stop treating it like a normal preview and start reading it like a message written between the frames. The editors know exactly how fans think, so they cut scenes in a way that tricks your eyes, plays with your expectations, and quietly drops warnings about what's coming next. In this section, we break down those hidden clues because once you notice them, the entire trailer feels like a warning about the chaos waiting to erupt. One of the first editing clues appears in the middle of the trailer when the music drops for a split second. This moment is easy to miss because it lasts less than a heartbeat, but the silence is not an accident. It's placed right before a shot of Tommy looking into the distance. When editors do that, it usually means the moment Tommy is thinking about is going to be the core of episode 5. The silence represents something none of the characters are expecting, a twist that lands without warning. Every time Power uses a sudden quiet moment, it signals the arrival of a major shift. And if the silence sits on Tommy's face, then the twist is coming for him first. Another clever editing move is the use of fast cross. The trailer jumps rapidly between Tommy, Diamond, Vic, and Claudia. These shots aren't linked by dialogue or location, but by energy. They're building a pattern. When you watch the cuts closely, you notice that every time Tommy appears, the next shot shows someone who might betray him. And every time Diamond appears, the following cut shows a problem he can't control. This is how the show hints at the breaking point, by cutting between trust and danger so fast that your brain barely catches it. The editors are telling you that episode 5 is not about one big betrayal, it's about multiple betrayals happening at the same time. The background details also reveal secrets. In one quick shot, a phone screen lights up with a message, but it's blurred. This feels intentional. They don't want you to read the words, but they want you to know the message matters. That blur suggests a secret move happening behind the scenes, someone making a deal, setting a trap, or calling for backup. The phone lighting up in a dark room is a visual hint that someone is acting alone, without backup or permission. In Power, a blurred phone usually means hidden communication, and hidden communication always means trouble. Another major clue comes from how the trailer handles weapons. Instead of showing guns directly, the editors show hands reaching for pockets, shadows on tables, and silhouettes holding something you can't fully see. This type of editing hides the weapon but not the threat. It makes you feel the danger without confirming it. And that's important because it means episode 5 involves violence that the show wants to keep secret for now. When power hides weapons, it means the gunplay isn't random, it's part of a setup, part of a betrayal, or part of a plan someone will regret. One of the biggest editing tricks is the use of fake connections. There's a scene where Tommy shouts something, and the next shot shows Diamond turning his head sharply. But these shots aren't from the same moment. The lighting is different. The background is different. This is a classic misdirection technique the show uses to trick fans into thinking two characters are facing off. But when scenes don't match in tone or color, it means they're from completely separate parts of the episode. The editors want you to think Tommy and Diamond are arguing, but the truth is likely more complicated. They might not be fighting each other, they might be reacting to the same threat at different times. There's also a moment where the trailer cuts to a slow-motion shot with almost no action. These shots usually appear right before a major plot event. Slow motion is used to highlight importance, even when nothing dramatic is happening. It's a quiet way of saying, remember this shot later. The lighting in that scene is cold and blue, which means danger. When power uses blue tones, it often signals death or betrayal. Someone in that slow-motion shot is either in danger or about to cause danger. Finally, the trailer ends with a fast montage that mixes real scenes with misdirection. Faces, cars, money, guns, and shadows flash by in less than a second each. The montage doesn't tell a straight story, it creates tension. The editors want you distracted so you miss the most important frame hidden inside the chaos. If you look closely, there's one shot, a barely visible one of someone stepping out of a vehicle. The face is not shown. The clothes aren't clear, but the energy is sharp. That hidden figure is the biggest clue of all. It suggests a new player or a returning character about to shake episode 5. From the inside out. The trailer's editing is not just entertainment, it's a puzzle, a warning, a set of clues pointing toward a dangerous shift in power. And episode 5 is shaping up to be the moment where every hidden detail finally explodes into the open. The deeper you look into the episode 5 trailer, the more it becomes clear that the story is not just pushing characters toward danger, it's pushing them toward each other. Every choice they make is tightening the web around them, and the trailer shows the exact moment where alliances begin to crack. This section is about the conflict beneath the surface, the quiet battles happening in the shadows, and the war episode 5 is preparing to unleash. Because in Force, nothing breaks loudly at first, everything starts with silence, doubt, and small signs that someone is about to cross a line. The most important tension comes from Tommy and Diamond. On the outside, they still look like partners. They move together. They talk about strategy. They stand side by side when things go wrong. But the trailer reveals something their words don't. Both men feel the pressure closing in. Tommy's scenes show him thinking ahead while Diamond's scenes show him thinking back. That difference in direction is the seed of the conflict. Tommy wants to push forward, make new moves, and step deeper into the game. Diamond wants stability, peace, and smarter decisions. When two people with different goals share the same throne, the power doesn't split, it stretches until something snaps. Episode 5 feels like the episode where that stretch becomes too tight to hide. Then there's the tension with the even if their family empire is cracked, each member carries enough danger to destroy anyone who underestimates them. Claudia's sharp expressions and fast movements in the trailer suggest she's planning something that could shake every crew in the city. She's desperate, but desperation in the power universe is a weapon. Vic's tired, broken energy signals someone who's been pushed past his limit. And when a man like Vic reaches that breaking point, he doesn't think, he reacts. The Flynns may not look powerful right now, but their chaos is what makes them unpredictable. Episode 5 could be the moment where their weakened state becomes the spark that lights the entire season on fire. The trailer also hints at outside pressure. Law enforcement appears in quick flashes, cars, blue lights, shadows of uniforms, but no full reveal. That's intentional. It means the cops aren't the threat yet, but they're watching, listening, waiting. And if the police are this silent right before episode 5, it's because they're preparing a move that will hit hard. The editing shows their presence as something creeping in from the edges, like a storm moving toward the city. When law enforcement appears this quietly in a power trailer, it usually means someone is being followed, tracked, or monitored without knowing it. The question is who? And the trailer suggests it might not be Tommy this time, it might be someone close to him. The conflict also shows up in the smallest moments. especially in the way characters look at each other. There's a shot of Tommy and Diamond standing in the same room, but their eyes aren't aligned. Tommy is focused on the door, ready for what's next, while Diamond looks at Tommy, unsure if he's still on the right path. That tiny difference in attention is a warning. It tells us that trust is fading slowly. Not enough to break the alliance yet, but enough to make every decision feel like a gamble. This emotional distance is exactly how power sets up betrayal quietly, piece by piece, until the moment one character finally realizes they can't depend on the other anymore. But the biggest rising tension comes from the unknown figure hinted at near the end of the trailer. The editors show flashes of a new presence entering the storylines: someone stepping out of a car, someone watching from across the street, someone whose face the camera refuses to reveal. This hidden figure is the reason episode 5 feels so dangerous. Power doesn't hide someone unless that person is going to change the direction of the story. Whether it's a new enemy, a returning ghost from the past, or a player nobody saw coming, this unknown figure is the key to the conflict. Their arrival will push Tommy, Diamond, and the rest of the cast into decisions they can't undo. Everything in the trailer, the shaky alliances, the blurred messages, the tight close-ups, the quiet sound design is building toward one message. Episode 5 is the turning point of the season. It's the moment where tension becomes action, where doubt becomes betrayal, and where plans start to collapse under pressure. Every character is standing on the edge of something explosive, and the trailer is warning us that the fall is coming fast. No matter who tries to stay calm, the streets of Chicago are ready to erupt. Episode 5 isn't just another chapter, it's the beginning of the war the whole season has been leading toward.